Oh man, oh man. The internet, what has it done to youth football in general? Man, we got games where we debating on where the location would be. Well, RDE versus Bessemer. We got coaches that's trying to run the score up, being greedy, getting the kids hurt. We got a lot, man. And so I'm gonna actually start off with with the Bessemer, right? So I seen a lot of people actually DMing me asking me my opinion on the Bessemer versus on Bessemer versus RDE. So in my personal opinion, the the winner, the last winner dictate the location. That has been the case for Bessemer for a very long time. So last time I checked, Bessemer was the team, they was on a 50 plus game winning streak. So wherever Bessemer wanted you to play at, that's where you had to play. And so for those who have an issue with it, that don't want to travel and stuff like that, that's how it goes. It's always been how it went. The number one team or the person who won the last game determined where the other game will be played. So like for instance, right, I know for the AYF, Miami Garden Ravens did play Georgia Eagles. They ended up beating the Georgia Eagles, but the very next day or next time that they played, they end up playing at the Georgia Eagles. So it can be negotiated. Sometimes you got to negotiate it before you guys actually play the game. But if there's no negotiation, what happens is the team that win dictate where the location would be and when the game can be played. That's just been the very, what I'm saying, minimum like that everybody agreed to. So I don't see why there's the bickering, the back and forth. It's only 2 hours apart. It's literally only 2 hours. So I don't see no issue. I don't see the problem. I don't understand why the game is not played. I don't understand why there's such a big deal, about this game. I don't understand why, the coaches are going back and forth. Because like I said, when you go to Atlanta anyway, the coaches give the official gives the referee. Y'all got my mind twisted. The official give the away team more of an advantage than they do for the home team. That just has been fact. Look at Bessemer when they just came to play versus 10U Georgia Rattlers. Who got more of the favorable calls? The Bessemer did. So there won't be no cheating. You know what I'm saying? There has always been mutual ground when teams come to Atlanta versus where they go everywhere else. You go to Florida, a lot of times they cheat. A lot of times, if you sometimes you go to Bessemer, sometimes you can go out, other locations. Their referee may give them the benefit of the doubt in the majority of the calls. That's why I always say things like home cooking. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say this. RDE beat Bessemer the last time that they played. So RDE dictates location. That's just the bottom line. If they can't come to a consensus, then I have to say that Bessemer is the issue, right? Which I know Coach Blue ain't ducking no smoke, but sometimes Coach Blue, you got to travel a little bit more than what was expected. You know what I'm saying? They expect y'all to come to them. So that's what y'all got to do. As they call it, getting your bike back. You got to come to me to get your bike back. I'm not coming to you, and I don't trust your location and the officials that you have. So you got to come to me. And that's just how it's always been. And Coach Blue know this. He's done it for a very long time. But the issue that I have is when people start talking about the accolades. Man, nobody cares about the accolades because you was on a 54 game winning streak and you lost. So therefore, how many games you won in a row does not dictate the future play, or it does not dictate the fact that you actually lost to the team. So that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen this lady, or not even lady, just somebody who posted it. Bessemer 9U 54 game win streak, snapped by RDU. The score was 8-0. One score came on defense. Bessemer currently had the second longest win streak in youth football, which I don't think so, because you got a lot of teams that won a lot of games, right? You got the Atlanta Ducks who won a lot of games. Welcome all. You had Lambeau. We had what's the other team? You had Lambeau. You had I said welcome all. You had Rare Breed, right? You have a lot of teams. So to say that y'all second, you got RDU. I don't think y'all was the second. I don't know if you talk. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's not the second longest win streak. I remember RDU was on a what on a 99 game win streak, and they lost 100 until I believe it was Maryland. So it wasn't, y'all not on the second longest win streak, because like I said, Welcome All went years without losing. OG Ducks went years without losing. You had the Vikings when they were good, right? Went years without losing. So they're not the second. I don't know the second or what. So that has to be clarified. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to see this game. I believe that RDU or RDE, right? Real Deal Eagles, they match up fairly well versus a team like Bessemer. Bessemer is a really good team, right? They coaches is well informed with the game. They understand the X's and O's. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I believe that unlike So Icy, right? They match up very well. So Icy is just too quick for them. I'm gonna be honest with you. So Icy, like I say, you can't hit what you can't catch, right? And that's the case with So Icy, because even if you scoot your tight end down, your D end, you know what I'm saying? Then you leave the middle open. If you try to squeeze in, then the outside is open. So you got a lot of loopholes when it comes to So Icy. So Icy, far as them competing with RDE, they're all wrong for them. You know what I'm saying? But RDE matches up better with a Bessemer. You know what I'm saying? So there's a situation that can be had. You can say that Bessemer may be too much for So Icy, but you could say that RDE might be too much for Bessemer, right? You can kind of argue that case, but all three of these teams are very good. I think that Bessemer need to play So Icy one more time, and they need to play RDE one more time, and then they'll end up meeting possibly one of these two in YSC championship. But the reason why we want these two teams to play versus each other, maybe twice, because you just want to know if it's a fluke or not. You know what I'm saying? Because Bessemer could play them and possibly blow them out this time. I doubt it, but you still want to see the game, because sometimes the team may not be having their best game, right? And that's just the way it is. You feel me? So, man, I got my co-host, man. Hold on 1 second. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, my brother?
Not much, man. Chilling, man. Just talking about this So Icy. I mean, not So Icy, but RDE versus Bessemer game, right? You got the number one and number two teams who's
Mhm.
basically having a dispute on where the game is to be played. Now, the thing is, these two
Mm.
teams have played already,
Mhm.
right? And so, knowing that, what would you say to that? Knowing that these two teams played already, what would you say when they talk about who dictates location? What would be your
Winner dictates all. I mean, it just is what it is on that. I mean, the winner, they got to dictate, everything that comes along with that. So, what ended up being the situation? Why was there a location discrepancy? Like, are they both saying, like, where were they initially supposed to play, Atlanta or Alabama?
Well, the thing is, it wasn't stipulated, right? To where the location would be. But what was stated was, um, that they wanted to play again, right?
Of
And
course.
so now they're saying like, this team is ducking, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? They want them to come to them, but the team that they said ducking is the team that actually won. And they saying that, man, we ain't ducking and we ain't canceling nothing.
Mhm.
We told y'all need to come to us, right?
Yeah.
We dictate terms right
Mhm.
now. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, in my opinion, the winner has always dictated where the next time they or the location
Yeah.
that they're going to play is going to be at. Like
So
like for instance,
let me say this real quick. So, and I hate to be this guy, but I kind of understand both sides because, like I initially said, I think the winner should make the call. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. If the game was already on the schedule, and it was previous agreements that all right, we're gonna do this day, we're gonna do that this day then. So anybody who came up with a location discrepancy post the agreement is in the wrong. But I can understand the fact that if it was a situation where it's like, all right, we played y'all here, come down here and play us here. You know what I'm saying? So I can get if that was the agreement, but if there wasn't like a agreement to do that, I don't. I guess I. It's just hard. It's
it
hard
wasn't
to
an
call on
agreement.
this situation. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
it wasn't.
I feel like you should be able to go and play somebody in their backyard as well as if they came and pulled up on you, go and pull up on
Nah,
them.
they ain't pull up on them. They pull up at battle. And at battle, it was the battle preseason, because they want to kind of get a glimpse of all the teams, to determine the rankings.
Rankings, yeah.
And so, but they had it in a tournament format in which Icy won the whole thing.
Hmm.
But Bessemer lost to RDE in that process,
And
right?
where was the location of that? That was in
Panama
Panama City, Alabama, Florida.
in Florida, yes.
Which I mean, it would be closer to Bessemer in that case if it was in Panama. So I
Yeah,
mean, so yeah, it was mutual ground. It was mutual ground. So yeah, I mean, winner called a shot. If it was mutual ground, then winner called a shot. You got to pull up.
right.
You got to
So
pull up. You
that's
got to
the
pull up.
thing. But you got a lot of people that's out there that's very that's like, ah, nah, man, y'all got to come to us, and then they trying to run down a resume, and it's like, bro, resume means nothing in this point, because if you
RDE is
saying
number 1, right?
no, not RDEs, bro, it's a tricky situation. So
Hmm.
IC beat RDE
So
twice,
ICRD, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
So this is the
But
threefold that
RDE,
you and Fanatic talked about.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes. So RDE beats uh Bessemer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're undefeated versus Bessemer,
Mm-hmm.
but so IC's undefeated versus RDE. But they have Bessemer at number one now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bessemer the number one team. But I really thought that if you're gonna have between those two, any of the teams number one, it should be RDE, because they
Yeah.
beat them. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
I would say this because I know we ran a poll. I put the poll up, and for everybody that's watching, I'm the guy that's in the chat with the National Sports Chat, account, commenting while Kendall and Fanatic are going live, and salute to them because they keep it rocking, man. So, um, and the poll, the people, I would say, I think it was like 67 or 70% or something. They said so icy should be number one.
So I
So
see.
if we going off that, and let's not even go off that, right? I'm just gonna go off the mere fact that all right, they already beat you, so you gotta owe them that to pull up. Now I get you got the resume, and you get to talking about resume, and you have some people like, and I don't know if this is happening. You gotta let me know, but some people will say, well, man, that was a preseason game. You know what I'm saying? We may not have had all our kids at that point, yada, yada, yada. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It was preseason, but I don't know. I think if you lose a game, whether preseason or not, and you know, me and you are very competitive. We two of the most, mess talking, individuals in the world when it comes to anything. So, um, if I win, right? If I'm just saying, if I had an organization, if I won in preseason, I'm gonna want a team to come pull up on me. I ain't gonna
Facts.
hold you. I'm gonna want you to come pull up on me. But like I said, I understand because if you telling me, hey, this is my resume to this point in this season, this is what we did. And like I said, there's some people that may say, man, that was a preseason game.
Yeah, but they
You
can't
know what I'm
really
saying?
run. They can't really run resume on them on RDE.
I get
They
that.
can't really run. They do got one more championship than RDE. I give them that, right?
Championship, but I'm
But
talking about this year. So you saying that RDE lost to Lambeau or they beat Lambeau?
RDE, no. RDE is 9U, right?
Yeah.
Lambo is 12U. What
Okay.
I'm saying is they can't
I mean,
run
I'm
rank.
sorry, not Lambo. So
Yeah,
icy. I don't know
yeah.
why.
So I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they can't run resume versus RDE, even though RDE did not win it the past 2 years. They
Mm-hmm.
can't run resume on them because it was at one point RDE damn near went undefeated and won the championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have championship as well. So to run resume don't mean nothing, even though
Mm-hmm.
they had a better resume versus Bessemer at that time. They didn't say, "Hey, man, you know what? We got a better record than y'all. Y'all beat us, but y'all got a better record than you know what I'm saying than us or whatever. But y'all gotta come to us or whatever the situation is, right? That we going through now. They didn't say that. They just said, okay, well, they played, they beat RDU at the time, right? Which
RDE.
is RDE
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them at the time, and then the last team that won, they had to go to them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If they make the game. So my thing is this, bro. I don't see where the beef is, which it ain't real beef. It's internet just conversation going
Banter,
back and forth.
friendly banter.
So what Coach Do
Mm-hmm.
said, we not counseling nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
while y'all try to pull it, put it as if we are counseling the game, we
Mm-hmm.
not counseling nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We saying y'all got to come to us and get y'all bike. That's what it got to be. So
Mm-hmm.
if y'all gonna play, come down here,
Mm-hmm.
and that's respectable
Yeah.
because I just beat you.
And it could be like I said. Now, trust me, I'm not. I don't want y'all to be, trolling me because y'all gonna be seeing me a lot more. But Fanatic and Ken, they do a phenomenal job. But don't make it seem like because I see y'all in the chat like, oh man, he don't put me as a Bessemer lover. I love every organization, but let me say this right. It could be plenty of factors that play into this. Like I said, it could be a factor of a team really not valuing the preseason game as much as others value it. That could be a factor. It could be a factor of it costs. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these teams travel. I mean, Alabama for what it's worth, especially Birmingham, it's nothing but 2 hours away, hour 45 if you me, but it's not that far away, but it costs. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not the most feasible thing to do at the time,
But
and it's understood.
that's killed. I'm about to tell you why that's killed. It's
Hmm.
killed because you said it can cost. Coach Do
Hmm.
told them we can give some of that gate money. So whatever it is, and coach ain't tripping about the gate money. So bro, that's out, right?
We gotta what we gotta do. We gotta talk to coach. 'Cause I know Bessemer coach been on. He was on with
Yeah,
So
Coach
Icy Coach,
Blue.
right?
Yeah,
We
he's
gotta
on.
holler at him, man. We gotta holler because I want to just hear his perspective and just hear where his like why he feels like all right they could pull up on us. You know what I'm saying? They should pull up on us. So I think I want to hear both sides before I make a decision. But like I said, me personally, if it's me, if I lost the game, I gotta go pull up, especially if it was a neutral site. So I gotta go pull up.
Yeah, me
I
personally
gotta
though,
pull up.
I don't think that coach expected to lose versus them. But now that it is, because like even with So Icy, right? They had to pull up on Coach Blue,
Hmm.
right? And Coach Blue is still well within the right of saying, "Hey, you got to come back down here, bro. We just beat the hell out of y'all." But I think Coach Blue said that he's going to be willing to
Hmm.
play. So if you come out here, bro, not only should you make the RDE game, shit, possibly play Bessemer. I mean, So Icy as well. Um, but that will be too much to ask. That
Yeah,
kind of
that's
would
a
be too
lot.
much
That's a
to
lot.
ask
It's a
to
lot.
play versus two powerhouse teams.
Because
You know
now
what I'm
you
saying?
gotta, when it's a 2 day thing, now it's hotels, and you know what I'm saying. Everything
Yeah,
like that is
yeah. They can make it a 1 day thing, bro. Like, because the thing about it is when people went out there to play in the event, I know each time we came back home,
hmm.
right? We
Hmm.
drove back, then we drove back out there.
Hmm.
So it ain't nothing to really, you know what I'm saying, to come out this way. It's just that, bro, like, I don't know, bro. They just, I don't know, putting obstacles that don't even have to be there, in the way.
I
Like I
think
said,
what it could be too. You said RDE is number one, right?
they should be number one.
Bessemer is number
Bessemer
one.
is number one.
We number one.
That ain't that
It
don't
could
claim
be.
to
That's what I'm
be.
saying. It could be a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. It's just not. It could be a slew of things. And like I said, I understand. I can't be the one to say I don't understand because hey, I'm number one.
But we talking about the unspoken and unwritten rule, bro. Everybody know
Understand
how
that.
that goes.
Understand that. Understand
Everybody knows how this go, bro. That's why I'm like, how is this even a thing? You feel what I'm saying? Like, like I get it though, bro. I definitely get it.
that.
But
That's why I said I understand because it could be a slew of factors. That's why I want to hear from Coach. I want to hear what Coach got to say about it. I also want to hear what RDE got to say about it. But from what you telling me, it just seems like they standing firm on the fact that hey, we beat y'all, so come pull up. Which I understand and I'm with. I just want to hear why Coach feel like nah, they should pull up on us.
yeah, man. So look, bro, we could finish talking about that, but I want to also talk about just this year, man.
Talk to me.
Like
Talk to me. Talk
some of
to
the
me, man.
like I was talking about like some of the parents, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
like I just want to help them understand the priority. I just want to help them understand what they need to be more so looking forward as opposed to the other specific thing, right? Which is their loyalty. When is there a time? What should you be loyal to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think most parents are choosing their loyalty relies on wins and losses. But I think the real loyalty should be relying on the development, right? In the progression of the child. See, what they're seeing now is a lot of parents are going to these teams, right? That was winning before their child got there. Some in some cases, like they are the core players, but they are going to some of these teams, and then they're not getting what they expected,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's why I always said, man, as a parent, you have to, interview the coaches, see what they got to offer,
Yeah.
see how they've been over the years. What has the players that they've been coaching, what has been their progression, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are some of the things that must be looked at because now what a lot of these parents are seeing is that, damn, I took my child to this specific individual, and then like he's not even getting in, and he's not being developed, and he's not making progress. So now they you know what I'm saying, like they're complaining and stuff like that. But I'm saying that the reason why this is the case is
Mm-hmm.
because your decision was based off wins and losses. And now that you were on a team where the child was being developed, but they may not have been been winning as much as you would like. But
Mm-hmm.
now that you go to the team, right, to where a lot of kids are like the team is good and a lot of kids are, somewhat better than your child,
Mm-hmm.
like they are the ones getting catered to. And now not only are your child not getting on the field, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't get developed. The coach ain't paying attention to him. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I say, man,
It could be a slew of things, and this is a conversation that is multi-layered, right? So, um, of course, uh, if your child starts off with an organization, and maybe let's say they're not competing on the level that your child is, you may give that organization a year or two or so like that. But at some point, if you could clearly see like, all right, this my child is gifted, with this. He's kind of early for, let's say, somebody at 8 years old, which is crazy. That's why it's like the youth football stuff is always crazy because at the end of the day, we're talking about kids at this point. But let's say, you feel like, all right, my child is gifted at AU, and maybe we plan on a local, youth football team to where we just playing teams that's locally. We not really national or playing, a state over or anything like that. You may want to say, well, hey, it may be in my kid's best interest to go on a team that's a little bit more competitive, that plays way, more teams that's around just around, what I'm saying, whether it's national or not. I want to put my child in a more competitive program. Now, at that point, it's things that can happen. That's why I say it's multi-layered. Now, if your child continues to propel and progress, and let's say he's doing his thing at that new program, hats off, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You made the right decision. But now if your kid isn't playing and isn't, ready to play at that level, and now he playing with a way more dogs, and it's like,
but still, like what I'm saying
why my
though,
kid
bro,
not getting in and why
he
this
still
going
might not
on?
be getting the development, bro. Like I say, because a lot of times, man, this is what a lot of parents are seeing. They're seeing that the coaches are relying on more on the kid's talent than they are coaching the kid to be as talented as they are. Right? They are
I,
more so relying on the kid's talent. So
I
when they,
get you. I get you on that, but
yeah,
let me hear me on this, right? That's and I know you ain't speaking, absolute or anything like that, but that's not every culture, every organization. There's still some coaches out there and organizations out there that still work to develop players, show them, how to read this, teach a quarterback, how to read if a defense is in cover two or cover three. You know what I'm saying? There's still coaches out there. And football is a great game because it just takes time. You know what I'm saying? Now sometimes you may not be as knowledgeable and know the X's and O's, but you may have the raw talent. And that raw talent may carry you, until you get to a certain point. Then you have to learn the X's and O's. And sometimes that can be confusing. And like you said, if you do learn that too late, that could be of a detriment sometimes.
bro,
You
you
know what
know
I'm
what?
saying? But
When we went to the game, bro, when we went to the game, right? What was it? Doug County. When
Douglas
we went
County
to
and
that,
Buford.
yeah, when we went to that game, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I seen that my young bull, right, Z, wasn't playing yet.
Mm-hmm.
It brought me to a reality, bro. It
Mm-hmm.
brought me to a reality. Z was better than all these people that's at his position,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got the development and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, you probably had people that wasn't as good for him, basically being developed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being developed, constantly being developed. And I ain't even mean to use Z because that ain't even a good comparison. But
Mm-hmm.
the point that I was trying to make is a lot of times the people who has the raw talent, they're not getting, the coaching. Because I can't use him as an example because they had good coaching. You
I
feel what
got
I'm
some
saying?
over there. Yeah.
But in most cases, they're not getting the good coaching. They just relying on that person's talent. But then you got somebody that's not on, that good of a team. They are good, but not national wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get to high school, he be the one to start.
Yeah. It's just at this juncture, it just depends on what you want out of an organization. Like, if you would a with a good organization and it's local, and let's say it's a national local organization, but y'all play local teams and stuff like that sometimes. That's cool. If you feel like, all right, I'm rocking with them, I see like, they developing the kids and they care about the kids, yada yada yada. It's cool. Like, I'm for somebody sticking with that organization, but I'm also for, like, I'm just not for since you started here, you got to finish here. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not saying that, but I'm, like I said, I'm also for kids moving around, and maybe they started on a smaller organization and they kind of outgrown or outplan the kids that's surrounding them. So what you got to do, you got to throw them in some more fire, get them around some more kids that's developed just as much as he is, and even more, at that level, at that age group, and see how it fares.
I think I know the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, in my personal opinion, the game became more about the coaches than it is about the players getting better. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the coaches, they get in popularity. They get some fake celebrity popularity in this process.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of them want to keep that stigma. So
Mm-hmm.
all they look for is like the better player. So like and that's why I say a lot of these players are carrying the coaches, bro. And that's just my personal opinion. Now I got no knock on
Well, you are what you put out on the field. You know what I'm saying? So
man. Hey, bro. All right, so let me ask you a question. When the
Mhm.
Warriors, right, the Golden State Warriors, when they had Kevin Durant and all those other players, did they even need a coach? Or
That's
could they have
that,
or
that that's
could they
yeah, but
have coached
that's
themselves,
rough. That's rough, bro. You
right?
can't you
They didn't
can't give
need.
me that. You can't give me that because those are
Oh, I'm
real
taking
class.
it. Yeah,
Those are real class professional athletes. These
bro.
kids at the end of
And
the day.
these are the best in the cream of the crop that
I
can
feel
run
it. I feel it.
anybody over. You know
I
what I'm
feel it.
saying?
I feel it.
The hardest hitting players, all that, bro. It's the same difference, bro.
I get what you're saying. It's a coach thing, and you know what I'm saying. But for me, and I'll say this right. So when we first initially started going out to, because you started going out to youth football games way before I did, but I started coming around in 2021, 2020, 2021 to these youth football games. And from what I've seen, right, and I'm just being honest, I feel like that's more of a, I don't want to say a down south thing, because these programs are like, these organizations are real programs at this point. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, with some of these guys live and die for, and respectfully, I understand that, because you putting your time in this, and a lot of these guys have love for these kids. So I get what you're saying on the ego point when it comes to the coaches with that. I know when I was playing ball in the Midwest, I'm from Illinois, so it wasn't really, it wasn't really damn, I don't know if I can even say that, because I think, I don't know, it's just something that goes around. I mean, I guess it is what it is when it comes to the coaches. You just got some coaches that, their ego getting away. And like you said, it could be like a celebrity popularity thing or something like that. Something that they feel like, they getting some type of whatever cachet or something off this. But I just think you just gotta, if it's not about the kids, if the kids not first, it's automatically wrong.
Matter of fact, man, I think I got the perfect transition for that one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fair use, man. You got a coach really trying to practice and really trying to smack some of these kids, bro. You got people that's trying to live through these kids. You got people trying to live through these kids.
I was
You
about to
got
say, man,
coaches,
how old is that kid? It looked like
man, that was a grown man, and them kids probably still better than that coach. But and I'm gonna play it again, man, and that's under fair use, the guy that fair use. Um, the issue is that I don't think that they understand or care. They don't care enough about what these kids need as opposed to more than what they are seeking, which is praise for being good and X, Y, and Z and all that other stuff. I just think, bro, it's kind of stopped being about the kids and about and here's why I say that. You will have coaches that know that they could play a 51-49 type of game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they can be the 49 or they can be the 51, right? They don't want to play the game because they know it's a big potential that they can lose.
It's a
They won't play
possibility.
it.
Mm-hmm.
They won't play it, even though that will help the kids out, give them the exposure. It, you know what I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
will have the cameras and stuff there. They won't play it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't because they can't play it. It ain't because they ain't got the money. It ain't because they're unwilling to travel. It's the team. They unwilling to possibly play against that team because the fear of losing. So when I say it's more about the coaches, bro, it's layers. As you see, I've been breaking down. Okay, the coaches want the best players. Okay, the coaches is getting the popularity. Now the coaches don't want to play, you know what I'm saying, the 50-50 games no more because they afraid that it's going to knock their status off, knock their status down.
Man, I
It's a
think
popularity contest now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think in that situation, like and we like I said, we're not speaking on any team in
Oh
particular.
no, it ain't no.
We just rapping, but like say that scenario in particular, to where the top teams are not playing the top teams, right? Um, and me and you talked about this. We gonna find a way to mitigate this, next year for sure. But whether I win or lose, of course I want to win, but whether I win or lose, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it's no knock on any organization. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go out and play, say if I'm number one and I play the number two team, if I lose, I mean, what's the worst case scenario? I drop to two,
But
3, 4, 5, whatever.
with you
I mean, I'm
saying that
still
though,
ranked.
right? But with you saying that, it's a team like say for instance, right? You got the Georgia Rattlers.
Hmm.
Sometimes can't get a game because they're what, maybe 12. I think they should be 10.
Hmm.
But they can't get a game. Even though the team, any team know that they can compete with them, right?
Hmm.
They can't get the game, even though they like 12 or so. So they have played possibly the number one, number two teams, right?
Hmm.
Because then like there's no shame in losing to those teams, right?
Yeah.
But then what about the team that's on the outskirts that's just as good? You feel what I'm saying? That need a chance, need a shot, and all that stuff, bro.
You gotta give them a chance. I mean,
They don't.
if they calling, and you could look at their resume and it's worthy. Now, you shouldn't just answer every call. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me messed up. I wouldn't answer every call. Now,
Got to answer. You in the ranking, sir? You gotta answer the
no,
call.
but you gotta understand. What if I'm
Or end
getting
up on
calls
dust
for some
hill.
Joe Smoes? Like, I'm not gonna even. That's cool. I'm gonna try to put something else together. If we don't got nothing,
If
and
they're able to
no resume.
come, like Coach James said, right?
Mhm.
If even in my league play, if I get a top 5 team that's knocking on the door, or a team that any team that makes sense in a ranking, I'm canceling my game in the league.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I'm
gonna do
saying.
that.
If you in the rankings, it is what it is. You got to answer that call. But I'm saying if teams outside of the rankings, and I'm not saying outside of the rankings, like if somebody may not have made the top 15, but they are good, like they have beat a top 15 team, or they around like the 20th level or 30s. All right, I'm gonna hear you. But if you just a new organization, not even new organization, but if you somebody that don't got no resume, all right, we gonna okay. What you paying us to play or something? If not, all right, it's cool. Like, and it shouldn't have to come down to paying us to play, but it's like
Nah, I'm
I
saying,
can
bro.
make better games than us coming to whatever and beating
No,
y'all
that's what I'm saying.
76
If
to
they
0.
willing to play and come to you, if they're willing to play and come to you, like there's no ducking, no fade, bro.
Mhm.
That's where I'm at with it. But let's go to the next thing, man.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my young bull,
Mm-hmm.
Rentre, you
Mm-hmm.
know, number one. And the dude he's a dog, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to play him. Wanted to play that video. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They had a game yesterday.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm gonna actually be talking about. Not
Mm-hmm.
right now, but I'm gonna definitely talk about the game, do a recap.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is somebody that a lot of people need to pay attention to. On his IG is called two-way trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this young man, I'm telling you, when you talk about somebody that barely talks but get the job done, man, he's the epitome of that. And shout out to Carrollton, man. Carrollton and them,
Yeah.
they beat the undefeated Westlake, and they
So,
didn't have some team, players on the team like Cannon Robinson, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
One of the top quarterbacks. And not only that, man, he will be starting today. So if y'all want to see the future NFL player, you know what I'm saying, which is Cannon Robinson, the boy got some height on him now. He look about 6'2", so
Mm-hmm.
he's growing well. You know what I'm saying? He's getting big. And then not only that, man, he had gotten the game for the first time last week, and they were down by a lot, but he was able to bring them back, but they just didn't get the victory.
Mm-hmm.
So so Cannon is a really good player. They got some other players over there like Nap Time, but man, Rentre is somebody that most people don't really talk about or get a credit to. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm here for. That's what the platform is here for. We gotta, we
Absolutely.
gotta, we gotta let those people that grind shine, man. And that's the,
You did.
that's the way, that we gonna operate this channel. But
Yeah.
man,
I
shout
mean,
out to Rentre Welch, man. Shout out to Rentre.
yeah, salute to him. He got some nice route running over there. And salute to just Carrollton as a whole and Westlake. I mean, over the years, we, especially this year, I think it's the first time we forged a relationship um Carrollton, and they showed us nothing but love on all levels. Salute to Matt Center over there. He Whenever we want media credentials, is on and popping. So salute to him and everything they do over there. What's up, Tim? I be hollering at you in the chat, man. I'm always in the chat. I'm the one on the National Sports Chat, YouTube chat. So I'm always hollering at you. I'm still here. But yeah, salute to Carrollton, man. They doing a lot of great things over there. A lot of great athletes. They do have a big game today. A big game down in Parker, Alabama, against the number 11 player in the nation. That's going to Ohio State, Naeem. I don't know. I'm just saying this, right? And I told Kendall this early in the week. And like I said, I got a lot of love for Carrollton. Don't be surprised if they come back with an L in that loss column, my brother. I'm just keeping it real. Just don't be surprised because Parker got some boys over there. They got some boys over there. And I'm just leave that right there. So salute to Carrollton. Also salute to Parker. But also, like I said, salute to Westlake as well. They've been showing us love for a lot. I mean, I think the first time we had popped out there for high school was that Creekside game, and that was nothing but love. Um, so I'm interested to see what Westlake is going to be doing coming up in these next couple years because they had, like I said, a couple years ago they had a lot of older guys, and as the
Oh, yeah,
years
they
go
super
on,
young. They whole team go down
yeah,
there and be like sophomores. But look, man, I want to ask this question.
it's gonna be this situation, right?
Yeah,
So
I
they
want.
had the older guys, go on, yada yada yada, and they, went on to go to their respective colleges and whatever they went on to do in life. So they real young right now, so they in the point of getting back right. So if y'all out there and y'all get them, y'all better get them now because it ain't gonna be too much getting y'all gonna be doing on them boys in a minute. I could foresee them kind of being like Douglas County, like we was at Douglas County in Beaufort last week, and it was just a situation. Beaufort is always a great program, so salute to them over there. But Douglas County was one without their star player
Then
who was number 11 in the nation for next year, class of 2026. Um, So they was without their best player. You know what I'm saying? And they still did their thing. They held their own, and the game didn't really get out of reach until the mid third quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great game, and like I said, I could foresee Westlake being like that. You know, one of them young teams, because a lot of those guys on Douglas counties, they juniors and sophomores, and uh, sleep on them boys if you want to.
Yeah.
Next
So
year,
let me ask you a
they win
question
the state
though.
title.
Let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
If if right, Cannon Robinson,
Hmm.
who will be starting today,
Hmm.
if he's able to get the victory from this point on forward, or
Hmm.
even with the top games that they play, if he's able to get the victory, what do you foresee his future, and what do you think that means for him?
You just gotta, if he, because I know we talked about this yesterday and what he did with Roswell, and Roswell is a top 20 team in the state of Georgia. So salute to, for them coming back. And they didn't win the game, but they lost the game only by a touchdown, you know what I'm saying, after being down like that. So salute to him for being able to come back in the game, have a sense of composure, and bring some composure amongst the guys and make it a ball game. So salute to him for that. And if he goes out and I don't, even if he loses today, but if he goes out and shows that he has the capabilities of being a starting quarterback and leading the offense, and we pushing the offense down the field, you got to roll with him, bro.
Mm.
You got to roll with him. You got to. I mean, I would. I wouldn't see any other reason why you shouldn't. I mean, it just is what it is at that point. I mean, you this is high school football, and even in youth football, sometimes it's some leagues and organizations to where the best kid play. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competition, or not a competition, but this isn't a thing to where everybody plays, and nah, the best kid play. And if he's showing that he's the best kid, then it is what it is.
Hey, coach, out here they consider the JV as freshmen, because I'm looking at their schedule. They got JV/freshmen, so that's why I always just put JV. But
Probably
man,
freshman,
like,
sophomore on that team.
yeah, so like I say, man, with Cannon, then they got Nap Time. They got a whole bunch of players, and I think
Mhm.
Nap will be he would be going up. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon. But
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say that right now. But man, Nap, you learned the lesson, bro. It's a very big difference from youth football and high school. They're not gonna play that mess. But the whole thing is, bro, I'll say this. I think that like the freshmen, bro, the slash JV, bro, they need a little bit more shine, man. Y'all missing out on
Most
some
definitely,
great,
most
y'all
definitely.
missing out on some great football, far for some of these teams. Now, if it's middle school ball, I get it. But the JV, man, y'all got so many people that's what I'm saying, that's so talented, man, that y'all missing out on some opportunities to watch some great work.
Because
And
you got to think about it like this, right? So some of those, and a lot of those JV guys, they coming from national programs. Some guys come in as a freshman and automatically on varsity, but that it don't happen all the time. So you getting guys that was just playing on a national level, for youth football all the way up to their middle school years or whatever, and they now on JV. So it's like give them that same shine. I mean, it's still great football, and you get to see, all right, this person is he's weeding himself to the top, or this person needs some more development, or whatever the case may be. But it's still great football, and like you said, they Cannon. We get to see what he gonna do today.
all right, so they 2-3 right now.
Mhm.
If I don't know how many games they have in the season, but if he's able
It should have
to,
9, I believe.
okay, so they got 9. So if he able to get them to 6-3, man, that should put them in the playoff. And not only that, man, they should be able to you know what I'm saying? Like I say, do
Mhm.
their thing, bro.
You
That'll
know,
allow him to have the resume and the experience, for a playoff play.
yeah,
So that's an enhanced type of pressure. So I would
yeah.
love to see him do it, but that'll be a great thing, man.
What's always cool too about these high school games and stuff. I can honestly say it hasn't been a high school game we've been to, whether JV, varsity, whatever. Um, to where we did not, like, where it was a situation where we didn't know a player on any team, like, or got some love, like they the kids, they always come up, show us love, and chop it up with us for a second. So that's the real dope thing about it all. And I love those moments of just doing this, and we continue to show the love back. I think today we kind of in the crossfire. We either gonna do Walton and North Cobb, or we gonna go down to Westlake and believe it's Westlake versus Hayfield. So we'll figure that out, and y'all will know in a couple hours what game we're gonna be at this evening.
Yeah, so the next thing is I wanted to talk about the coaches. We talked
You
about
and these coaches,
no,
man.
no, bro. Here's the thing, bro. I got to get some stuff right, man. We got to get some stuff corrected and make
Nothing
sure
but a little bit of
that,
straight.
bro, ain't no play promise from an injury, right?
Mhm.
You never know. So one of the things that and shout out to this organization, but I just have to show this in order to prove a point, because a lot of times I never film this type of stuff. But I just wanted to, prove a point to let y'all know, bro, it's serious. Stop trying to run the plays when y'all down. When y'all up so much, man. Go ahead and kneel a damn ball. Show the kids, bro, the right way of how the game should be played, man. But I want to show this real quick.
Yeah, they should, but they trying to score.
One,
Unnecessary.
y'all feel like it's that important for y'all to get that last play or that last touchdown? Man, let's go, bro. Your kids is healthy. They're, you know what I'm saying? They got
Yeah.
all their faculties, bro. Just take the damn knee. That's it.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. I mean, in
You know what
that
I'm saying?
situation,
Like,
when you up like that, and I mean, pretty much the last 2 minutes of the game, it's a wash. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the other team don't have any timeouts, it just is what it is. But you never want to put your kids in harm's way, anything like that. But say if it's they up 30 and it's the second quarter, like me and you had a conversation about this. That's when you start going in the playbook, doing things you possibly haven't tried yet, just to see what it looked like. Then all right, let's go to the drawing board, and you get up by 40 or something, or whatever. I ain't even gonna say 40, but you get up by a substantial number to where the other team gonna come back. Put the other kids in there and let them get some reps in, and keep it cool. You always want to preserve your players. And football, just sports in general, but football more particularly, it's one of those games to where things can happen fast. You know what I'm saying? And any injury could happen fast, immediate. You know what I'm saying? You could tear your Achilles off non-contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's plenty of non-contact things that can happen. So you just want to, if you're in that position right there, that it was no point of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what possibly could you have done on that play other than some bullshit that get a kid hurt? You know what I'm saying? So it's just best to, like you said, kneel it down or do whatever. Like, just do whatever. You just
and
never want to
that's
put
why I be
somebody
leaving.
in a situation like that.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be leaving the game early when they get to doing that. Hey, no, call the timeout, bro. It's the
Yeah,
fuck.
no, it's
Like, it
cool.
ain't even worth it, bro. Y'all
Ain't
up,
cool. Yeah.
damn, bro. Y'all solidified the game.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even worth it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now, like I said, if it's time in the game, like if it's top of third quarter or something like that, you
Bro,
up
you
30.
gotta play it. You gotta play it, because then you can get him a chance to, get back in the game.
Yeah,
But
but
I
it's
understand that. But shit, I would rather, what I would rather you do is put in your secondary.
yeah.
Put in your second and third screen, you know what I'm saying, players, but then they be still playing with their starters. You know what I'm saying? They be still like just
And
trying
this
to run.
this just isn't an issue on youth levels or high school. This happened in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? This happens in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Tom Thibodeau, you know what I'm saying? He has
Right.
a grave record of burning his, athletes down to the ground in certain situations. So and I don't want to say burning them down, but you just put a lot of athletes, with at risk. It's just too much exposure for certain things. Um, when they're playing late in those games. And like, I think I seen the score was 33 zip with 30 with seconds left. It's uncalled for. Just get out of there. Get out of there. If you're at home, hey, you want to end the game and take it into the locker room, give a little speech, talk about the pros, the cons, things you could work on, and you just want to get out of there. And if you're the team on the road, you should want to get out of there. Well, not even on the road, but if you're the team that's losing, you should want to get out of there too. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we're gonna win this game. We tried our best. We went out fighting, yada yada yada. But it is what it is. We gotta live the fight another day. You mute. I can't hear you, boss.
And I say absolutely. But just to go back to this video real quick before we go ahead and end out, man.
Yeah, he wilding.
Yeah, I played earlier. Right?
He wilding.
The lady was basically saying that that she was pretty much upset that you had a grown man in as a coach in the practice, but it wasn't that he was just practicing. He was actually serious with the kids.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess trying to live an old dream that he never was able to be successful at.
Yeah,
so
he wilding with that. I seen situations where coaches getting a play or something like that, but it's not to the point to where they hitting kids. And even with my nephew is he just turned 6 in June, and he was playing 6U ball, and he played football last year, but at 5 it was just only so much, and he wasn't playing at the national level. So I came out to one of his practices, and it was 6U, and we watching the hidden drill, and it's kids at the end of the day. It's going to take time. They got to learn that, not be afraid of contact, how to make contact, correctly and, as safe as possible without injuring yourself with doing it. So I'm watching him. My nephew is like, he whiffing on every when you doing a hidden drill and the ball running to you, he closing his eyes, whiffing and stuff. I'm like, come on, hey, I got on him. I got to talking to him, and some of those words I'm not gonna say on here, but I got to talking to him, and let's just say he understood what I was talking about, but I didn't. It wasn't like I strapped up and padded up and, all right, me and you get down in Oklahoma drill. Let's get nah, we're not doing that.
Right. Yeah, that boy was trying to live an old dream, man.
Yeah, he tripping.
But yeah, man. Hey, I thank all y'all for tuning in. Hey, please hit the like button. If y'all new, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, man, we're gonna be doing morning shows. We're gonna be doing NFL recaps, college football recaps, high school recaps,
everything. Youth football. They already do youth football matchmakers. Him and Fanatic got it on lock with that, man. That's if y'all ever want to see some of the best, just best comedy, but not only that, but just best show in general with great perspectives, because they know so much about this youth football game. It's crazy. You always want to make sure you tune in to matchmakers. I'm always laughing. I'm over here chilling, laughing, and it's no telling what Ken or Fanatic may say. Y'all, some of y'all probably ain't seen some of the wild stuff Kendall will say. But if you go back to some of these old videos or some My Takes, some Micah's and Friends podcasts and different things like that, that boy a wild boy right there. And I'm no different. I got some crazy takes too, but it is what it is, man.
Hey, but y'all hit that subscribe button, like button, man. Appreciate y'all. Coach Tim, nope, I won't be on tonight. We will be at either the Walton game or Westlake, Hateville. So I don't know, but we definitely be posting that tonight, man. But thank y'all for tuning in. The channel been growing. I've been seeing y'all showing love, showing up and showing out. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that we missing, man, is those like buttons and the subscription. So YouTube can know that y'all real people. You know what I'm saying? But stay